course we hold the road here. This where the road leads up here into Jerusalem itself. Steady, gentlemen, steady now. Oh, what a shot, sir. My compliments to the chef. Let's break them now, break them. Shatter them out. We've got them, lads, we've got them. Greetings and welcome to episode 55 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Great Britain campaign. This, my friends, we left it last time, and I'd like to thank the whole council for their wonderful advice. It really has been an absolute joy to read through all of your comments, your very kind words, and also your wonderful proposals. They really have helped really put us on a really strong path here, moving to the future here. We've got the potential here to rip the heart of the Russian Empire from the Russians' grip here and really do them a lot of economic and production damage here. But before we get into the depth and the detail of this campaign, I just wanted to sort of really highlight some of the wonderful advice. The first is that we should move this fleet here to sort of move and adjust with the sort of the reduction of Russian trade. Remember, the Russians have taken quite a hit here because we're not only besieging one of the main sort of economic hubs, which has reduced their trade, but they've also been hit elsewhere as well. So what we're going to do is going to move this here, just here, and strike there. Oh, look at that, 5226. Now, we were in the minus at the end of the last episode because we hadn't adjusted the raiding of this particular fleet here to adjust and change with the Russian changes, because their income is reduced, and therefore we hadn't sort of reapplied our raiding to the line with that new adjustment. So of course we weren't really getting in as much as we could. That's jumped by at least 16,000 gold here, because the council has once again advised wonderfully here of what we should do, and because of that now we're in good standing. I kid you not, my friends, when I say the council has saved this campaign numerous times. Many a time we've been in trouble, the council has come up with some exemplary advice. It really has. and you've changed the whole ethos, the whole dynamic of this campaign has changed because of your advice, my friends. It is really exemplary. We do have 3 promotions. Now the first was, or there was 2 actually, that sort of ran parallel with each other. The first was General A.J. Naylor, who requested that because there was a vacancy within the Swiss army, I should just show you where that is now. A little bit of lag there, my friends, I do apologise. As you can see here, we do have here this Swiss army. Now this really is a wonderful army. It really is packed to the rafters here with the majority, as you can see here, of Swiss line infantry, Swiss grenadiers, Swiss guards, with a few regiments here, 3 regiments, some cuirassiers of course, and of course some 24-pounders to add that little sort of depth to firepower. Now there was 2 requests for this army. The first came from General A.J. Naylor, and the second was come from Adam Ernuk on behalf of his girlfriend Elizabeth. Now looking back, it appears that General Naylor had actually requested to be the commander of this army at least 3 months ago, and I hold my hands up, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, I completely sort of missed, or should I say forgotten, that slipped my mind that should have been. Now that should have been, I'm not going to make any excuses for that, my friends, I simply forgot to do it, so I wanted to correct that right now. And then in the meantime, Adam had requested, without knowing, Adam had no idea that General Naylor had requested this in the past, and I'd forgotten as well. So what I have done in sort of fairness is I've tweaked the command. So we have General Naylor is now in charge here, A.J. Naylor is now in charge of the Swiss army. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to put Elizabeth Ernuk, because I know Adam, as many of you know, Adam Ernuk has been an absolute rock of all his campaigns, and really has been an absolute guiding light in many of the campaigns, particularly this one as well, and to show my appreciation for that as well, but also to allow Elizabeth to join in an army of equally good standing here. We've actually tweaked the commands. We've actually we've removed one command, not removed him, but transferred him to another front to make way for Elizabeth here. And as you can see here, Elizabeth is now in command here of one of our most veteran and also one of our most elite British armies. Now this one is packed with almost purely British forces here. As you can see, Royal British Grenadiers, which are one of our finest regiments. We've got 4 of those, including 3 of those, including 1 British Fusiliers. You can see already. I mean, look at the accuracy here of these 57. Absolutely wonderful. 4 of 8, so it means we can probably get some more of these. We've also got Marines. We've also got the very, very limited and very rare Green Jackets, who are not in many armies at all. As you can see, this is the only one in any army. We've got 1 of 8. So this is the only Green Jackets regiment. They are exemplary sharpshooters and snipers. We've also got 3 cuirassiers and a very, very rare life guards. As you can see, there's 8 of 8, but imagine how many armies we do have. So to have them on this front is pretty rare. And indeed, the Irish Rifles as well, Connaught Rangers, a very rare sort of regiment to have on this front. So as you can see, and 1 line infantry as well, but the rest are absolutely packed. Of course, our stalwart Royal Highland Grenadiers, who have seen much action, and indeed the Scottish Highlander Independent Regiment and Elite Infantry 19th Foot Guards. Absolutely wonderful. So Elizabeth has got sort of that parity with A.J. Naylor in terms of what is here. So we have put in 3 of our finest regiments here, or army should I say, to break Moscow. As you can see, the Russians are moving in here to try and sort of shadow us. They might strike against us before we do it, or they might wait and gather their strength and then attack into this. We've also got, in honour of his wonderful contributions to this campaign in particular, now let me just quickly look. We have General. Let me just quickly get that, because you can see here we have, and this is without doubt our most veteran army on any front. You can even tell how veteran it is because we've still got Regiment of Horse in here, which we are going to rectify. We have General Black Wolf Gamer, who really has been an absolute stalwart. Now I did General Naylor did sort of admire one of the armies, and as you can see, that one is recently taken, but I wanted to put General Black Wolf into this campaign to show my appreciation for all his wonderful advice as well. So we have actually put him into this one as well. He's a general of this, defending sort of the Greek front, or this particular line here, the Greek front, Romalia as well, because we're going to cross back into Greece. So I wanted to just retrofit. We've got this army here which has 2 regiments of cuirassiers. I'd like to sort of retrofit this. So what we're going to do, we've got a lifeguards in here as well. What we are going to do is just quickly retrofit this. We're going to put these 2 regiments of cuirassiers into here, and then these regiments into here. As you can see here, we've got sharpshooters there. Oh, that's more like it. So we might even put the sharpshooters. We've only got 2 cannon. I think we'll put a 24-pounder in there as well. That's already full, unfortunately. Right, that's fair enough. And also, so that is the regiments. We've got General A.J. Naylor, we've got Elizabeth Ernock, and we've also got Black Wolf Gamer as well, who have requested the promotions. If I missed anybody else, I do apologise, my friends. Please let me know in the comments if you would like to have an army here. I can tweak them. Remember, we're running out of armies, so we don't have a huge amount of armies left in terms of that haven't been filled with a general. But if you put your comments down, and you want one, and I'm not able to do it right now, in the future when we're able to recruit and build more armies, I can promise you will be put forward to that. Keep reminding me. With my mind is like a sieve, I usually do forget, so I do apologise for that in advance, my friends. Now, secondly we need to free up forces here, and many of the council are calling for us to move against Kiev, and many of the council almost the majority of the council are saying you've got too many forces tied up along the sort of the border here with Poland that are too far forward. What you need to do, Mala, is shorten your lines. You need to move on to a more elastic, a more flexible defensive sort of structure here, where you pull these forces back away from the sort of front line here. Try not to hold such a long defensive line. Pull those forces back, and if you pull those forces back, you're able then to free up more forces because you're defending a smaller area, and that is absolutely fantastic, fabulous advice indeed. So what we are going to do is we're going to strike Kiev, but to do so we're going to have to really sort of reconfigure our lines here against the Poland, because Poland is an absolute behemoth. I mean, look at the size, the magnitude here of it is quite staggering. They're also fighting, I believe they're at war with Sweden as well. Let's have a look. Indeed, sir. So, and also because Sweden didn't join us with our war with Russia, we are no longer going to be supporting them financially. They've got Stockholm from us, they've got Norway. We've effectively kept them propped up, but no longer. We are now going to take care of ourselves. Sweden can fight Poland by itself. They didn't want to join us in our war, and thus we shall not join them in theirs. So, earmarked for the fight in Kiev is going to be General Ernock. Look at that, what a wonder, sir. This army is an absolute exceptional. And we're also going to put General Adin in there as well. So we're going to have the main strike force is going to be General Ernock's, as you can see here, an exemplary commander. And we're also going to have support army here of General Adin here. And General Adin has got some really packed here with cuirassiers, packed out to the rafters with firepower, and also we've got some garrison guards in here. So these 2 armies are going to strike against Kiev, but to do this we must shorten our line. So we're going to pull this army group back all the way back here to Adrianople here, and we're also going to pull these gentlemen back to the coastline ready to assault. We're going to actually board and move into Kiev as quickly as we possibly can here. So General Ernock is going to be ordered back here onto the back seat along with General Adin here, or Din, or Aidin. I do apologise if I pronounced your name wrong, Aidin, my friend. We do have no, there's no general here at all. So we've got General Sam Allen, who will be pulled back to Adrianople. Oh, we've got another army. We've actually got 4 armies here. If that's the case, then I think we'll use General Zavosky here as well to strike against Kiev. And we'll pull these armies back here in and around. We'll use the Marmara Groves here. We'll pull the army. There's no general in here. Let's put a general in there. We've also no general in here as such, but we're going to pull them so they can all sort of work in tandem with each other. We'll pull this general actually back to here to sort of protect this flank here. We'll pull this army general back to the Marmara Groves. So we've shortened our lines considerably. We've actually freed up now an army group to actually attack into Russia against Kiev. Kiev is well defended. We don't want to take Crimea just yet. I know there's some of the council have been calling for Crimea to be taken, but mind you, it is being blocked. Something's happened to Crimea here. Who are Russia at war with, apart from ourselves? I wonder if Sweden's moved in there then and blockaded that, because that is... So that's blockaded. Something's happened there to hit that. We're also going to be shortening that we've got here. General Mendoza here is on the border. What we'd like to probably do is move these armies back. We've got 4 armies here as well. My goodness me. Oh, that's that cannon there we wanted to move in. So we'll actually move the cannon back into there. We'll actually move these armies back, I think, to Kozani, because even if the Poles strike through here, they're not going to go anywhere apart from the first town, which is Kozani. We could even then possibly put an army. Actually, we might put an army here and bring our lines to here. So that's what we'll do. We'll bring. There's another general there. That's another army that's available. At least Joey Stefan here is our primary. We'll have General Blackwolf guarding the road. We'll have this army on the eastern flank here of General Wolf, and here we'll have Joey Stefan's army just here, so that it can actually move around through the mountains in support. So we might even pull back General Mendoza's to Epirus. So as you can see, we've shortened our lines here and it's freed up an army group. And that was wonderful advice once again by the council. We've also had advice from General Admiral Kavanagh, should I say, that we should improve and increase our naval forces, which we will do once we've been able to really sort of boost our bank here and also keep our income up as gone. Once we've gotten Moscow under our control, we will then start to look to improve our navy considerably. I believe here our navy here isn't that good, to be honest with you. No, we can't move these ships out just yet. It's going to require 3 ships from this navy. We'll use the Pobedislav here, which is a captured Russian ship. We'll also use the Archer. We'll have to use another ship. I wonder if we just pull. Actually, that ship is gone, isn't it? No, there it is. There. We'll use the Swift Shore as well as a troop transport. Down here, we have a Russian army here which can't attack us here because of the sort of the terrain here, the mountain range here. We have taken Jerusalem after quite a fight, but we did really give the Russians a real bloody nose there. But as you can see, we're still trying to replenish here. But if the Russians attack, they're going to be attacking into a very formidable defence here. Now, many of the council are calling for us to take Damascus. There was even a call from General Adin as well that we actually strike against Baghdad. That really would put the Russians on the back foot here, and they wouldn't expect it. So once we've taken Damascus here, or once we've held off against this attack here, we'll probably put in a sort of skeleton army here to defend, and then we might even take Damascus and then move straight across and take Baghdad. That's a wonderful piece of advice and a proposal there. Also, Senshi, many of you know Senshi Bat, who's again a real rock of this campaign, of the many campaigners. Also recommend we keep an eye on Poland here. Actually, many of the council would be saying, watch an eye what's going on with Poland. Brian Futcher as well, General Futcher, is saying if we take Moscow, there's going to be serious consequences with Russia continuing to attack us to try and retake it from us. We're going to be careful of that as well. But I think what we can do is actually end the turn here, my friends. Let's see what happens. I think we've done everything we can. We're going to have a battle here for Moscow, whatever happens in any guise. Let's begin, my friends. Excuse me, my friends, we'll just have a sup here of a beverage of tea. France. And then France. Oh, wait a minute, sir. Now Spain. Now there was actually a call for us to have an alliance here with them, but they want Ireland. That's the bugbear. Not on your life, sir. Well, if you wanted an alliance, you came to us, not the other way around. Now Poland there is producing huge amounts. Now the council are probably saying that the Poles are probably going to look to attack Sweden and or move into the New World with this fleet. There's also a call for us to move into the New World to actually pull one of those armies out from Greece and use, or even from Britain, and use it to move into the New World and take the Bahamas, which is the last pirate stronghold, which we are also going to try and do as well this episode if possible. If not this episode, it'll be next episode. And as you can see here, the poles are already starting to reinforce the border here along Greece. But what will Russia do? They've actually pulled out here. We haven't done anything here because of raiding. Look at that, that's a full army there. We haven't upgraded this because of raiding. Here they come. Oh, they're going to try and lift this siege. And here it is, my friends. The Battle of Moscow is about to begin here. They've got some breech loaders here, some scouts, but they'll have to come to us. They do have the bane of our lives, which are 8 and 4-inch mortars. And they don't have a great... They've got cuirassiers here. Nothing is at full capacity. They've all taken a lot of damage here. They've got sharpshooters. They've got a fair amount of cavalry, Cossacks, cuirassiers, hussars, horse grenadier guards, which are formidable on and off the horse. They've also got the streltsy here as well, more Cossack line infantry, the musketeers, who really are brutal in the melee combat. Only a 3-pounder here, so I think we should be okay here. We do have General Roberts taking the brunt of this force, ably reinforced by Elizabeth Ernoch and indeed a General Naylor here with the Swiss army. But look at this, what a wonder, sir. British Fusiliers. This is going to be an absolute joy, but I'm not sure how that is possible, but still, let's take this fight. The Battle of Moscow begins. If we can take Moscow, it will do substantial damage here, and also free us up that army ground. We can keep one army there and an additional one in reserve, and that will free up an additional army to maybe strike, or even to move against any sort of straggling armies that are left. Quite clearly we're going to be hit with a counter-attack, as General Futcher did actually recommend, and the Military Council did say you're going to be hit by counter-attacks by the Russians. Oh, it's snowing as well. It's a brutally cold day, sir. Brutally cold day. Now, can we... Oh, is that best for our topography here? It looks like we're going to have to... I think we'll set ourselves upon this hill here. It's pretty much the ideal position. We'll use some cavalry here to strike on the left and indeed on the right. But let's set ourselves up here for the battle to come. Look at that, sir. We won't have... We'll set up quicklime immediately here, which has been an absolute brute in battle, sir. Look at that. What a wonderful sight here. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. We've also got here 24th Horse Guards. We'll just bring the General here, General Roberts, in behind the lines here, as you can see on Overwatch. Now then, oh look at that, we've even got here Horse Guards as well, 2 of them. That is absolutely fantastic. I think we'll just set them here for the moment. Not necessarily going to stay here, but we'll just put them there out of harm's way. We've got Lancers and Horse Guards, Cuirassiers. They're the only cavalry we do have at our disposal. Gentlemen, what I think we will do is just set them up here for the moment, just momentarily. Now I think we'll have the Marines here in the vanguard of the defence. Here. Oh, look at that. They're even able to hide. What a wonderful sight here. The surprise will be complete. I think either side will have 74th Regiment of British Fusiliers. A little bit too close there. Oh, gentlemen, please. Thank you. they're able to hide as well, which is even better. I think we'll have the Royal British Grenadiers here, the 12th Regiment here. This will probably be the first regiment that will actually be attacked here, because they're the first ones that are able to look at that. I mean, that is an absolute joy to see. It really is. Look at that. Fantastic. Right. Let's put these gentlemen here as well, in here. So we've got Grenadiers on the right, we've got Fusiliers on the left. I think we'll put some, actually we'll probably have some, we'll probably have a series of regiments to actually attack the fort. But from where, from which direction? Potentially from here. Can we actually hide them in this here, in this shrubbery? Oh, it's perfect, sir. But is there anything for, I wonder if we can hide them in this here, or even in this sort of valley here and attack from the flank. We could indeed. I think we'll pull 3 regiments. Gentlemen, thank you. We'll have these 3 regiments here ready to attack this flank here of the fortress once it empties. And let's just make sure we've got our flanks covered here. We'll have the 76th Regiment, the British Fusiliers here. Oh, gentlemen, please. Now we'll have to adjust this line once the deployment ends. You can see the demarcation line here. And we'll also have to stretch out our left flank here. We've got the 75th Regiment here of British Fusiliers. We'll put these gentlemen here on the left. As you can see, we're trying to flow here with the land, here with the topography of the map, of the battle grounds here. We'll have these Grenadier Guards here on the extreme left. I'm going to pull these regiments, these 2 regiments here into reserve. So we'll put 66 foot into reserve. We'll also push the regiment here, the 60th Regiment of Foot, into reserve here as well. A little bit, I'll put these gentlemen here actually. Mind you, they're not really truly in reserve then, are they? We'll put them back here. Now, I don't believe there's anybody else we've left behind here at all, is there? No, there's not, which is good. Lancers, and so they're going to be magnets for that. I think we might just push these gentlemen right out to here. I think that's what we'll do then. We'll just allow that. We've got 3 regiments down here. We've got the 7th and 24th here, Horse Guards ready to attack. We've got these gentlemen as well ready to, right, we've got the reserve. Let's begin this battle, my friends. We've only got howitzers here, we don't have any foot artillery. Let's begin the Battle of Moscow. Goodness me, that's all the way out there. They've got musketeers out here. They're also going to try and flank out here as well. Can we get in behind them, possibly? What have we got here? Cossack infantry. Dragoons and Cossacks moving out here, but these gentlemen should be enough to take them here. We've got Lancers hidden, so if they try and attack the cuirassiers here, they will know about it, believe me. How's our defensive line looking? It's looking good here. Actually, we might actually pull this regiment here, 60th Regiment, into here, just in case. Let's double time it. I will also put these gentlemen in the street. Now these gentlemen have to stay where they are at the moment. I mean, look at the size of Moscow behind us. It's huge, sir. What are you doing, gentlemen? Are they going to abandon their posts? It looks like they are. The 8-inch mortars have left those there, their mortars. No, they haven't left their mortars. Drats. Gotta see if we can get in behind them. We're probably not going to get in behind them this time, are we? Because they've moved away here. Let's speed things up here, my friends. Let's get things motivated here. Let's see what the Russians are going to do. Here they come. Now they're coming back. And they're also coming out here as well. Dragoons just waiting patiently. We've got musketeers here. Almost within firing range. Here as well we've got the Tatars. Riflemen, breech loaders, and we've also got here the... That's a lot of cavalry, that's horse grenadiers there as well. Patience is going to be our virtue here, my friends, believe me. Yes, they're leaving, the mortars are leaving. But they're actually going to take their mortars with them. Oh, my compliments to the chef, sir. We've got to wait, we've got to be patient here. For goodness sake, gentlemen, move! What a shot, sir. Look, now that's more like it. We've got to be patient, just got to be patient. They've gone. They've broken. Oh, look at that. Absolutely perfection. Oh, look at this. Absolute perfection. We've got a lot of regiments moving in here. Steady, gentlemen. Steady, lads. Now, have these howitzers left? Have these mortars left? I beg your pardon. They're taking their howitzers with them here. With their mortars, should I say. That's absolutely fine. Red fire. Look at that. Oh my goodness me, that's perfection, sir. Absolute brutality. Looks like the breech loaders are coming here. Just wait for these regiments, 113 Cossacks, to go past, and then we'll ambush them. cavalry is being absolutely butchered. It would appear that we have... We've got those held in reserve here. They've gone. Come on, let's take care of them. They didn't expect this. We're completely blindsided. We've come out of this sort of ditch here, out of this ravine here. Look at that. If we'd be down in this ravine, they haven't seen us at all. It's a perfect ambush site, sir. Absolutely broken. We need to support this flank here. Now we can move out here. Into them, lads. Look at this, the whole front here is collapsing, sir. They've broken. Oh, what a shot. Look at that shot there. It's absolutely wiped out the entire regiment in one go, nigh on. Oh my goodness me. Oh, look at this. It's an absolute bloodbath. Prepare to fire. Prepare to fire, gentlemen. Prepare to fire. Fire. Look at this, please. Fire. Second back, fire. It's ours, gentlemen. It is ours. Moscow has nigh on fallen. You want them shattered, please, gentlemen? Come on, lads, reload now. Reload at these Marines. Look at this. It's an absolute joy to see. Steady, lads, steady. We have taught the Russians a lesson they shall not forget, sir. Assault the fort, please, gentlemen. Let's bring this under our control. Shattered. The British lines hold, sir. Head of fire, lads. Head of fire. That's what the Russians are facing. Joy to see. They've gone. They're wavering. Everything has gone. They've been absolutely vanquished, sir. Shattered. The defenders have fallen. The British are at the gates. Yes. We've done it, my friends. We've broken the defenders of Russia, of Moscow. Statistics. Horse Guards 238, 135. British Fusiliers here have done absolute wonders here. But look at that, those Horse Guards have done exemplary, sir. We lost 243 men. We killed 2,652 for the loss of 243 men. That is extraordinary. Has it fallen? Has it fallen? Come on, Moscow, fall, damn you, sir. Now they're going to start sending forces down here. Have they now suddenly realised the magnitude? That's what's hitting us. That's what's hitting our trade lines here. They've moved away. That's going to give us time. They've obviously consensed what's going to happen here at Damascus. They've actually moved forces away here. That'll give us breathing space here to take Petersburg. Oh, looks like Sweden are now on the move here. Interesting indeed. Oh. Now, oh my goodness me, now Sweden is absolutely mopping up the Poles here. And they're hitting that trade line here. They've taken an aggressive stance. Good to see, because that keeps Poland away from us and keeps their gaze elsewhere. Of course, let's hit there. What have we got here? 3605 because of that. Let's move back here. Now what's happened here? We haven't taken Moscow yet. That's quite clear. Oh, look at this. +2 morale. General Ernuk as well. Elizabeth Ernuk +1 to morale, +1 to command when leading infantry units, +2 to morale in battles, +2 to morale in battles as well. Darling of the Gutter Press. That was just an absolute wonder to see, it really was. And what the Russians are going to do here, they can't really do anything here. Moscow is on the brink of falling. What can we do here? We might just go for a fishing port, local fishery here. Or what could we get a trade port from here? I wonder if trade would actually flow from here. Let's try that. Just briefly try if we can get trade from St. Petersburg. If it doesn't, we will remove that. But ideally, we'd like to try and keep as much money in the bank as possible here. Now, our attack on Kiev must continue at great pace. We can't do it just yet because we need the troops to board the ships and be able to move immediately here. So we've now stationed what we want here. we're going to move this general here into the Marmara Groves. As you can see, we've already established here. What the blazes? I see what I've done.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Or I don't quite understand what's going on here. And where that army's gone. I have absolutely no idea where that army's gone.
Ready and awaiting orders. Make
It
ready.
might even move back
Your Majesty.
to Kazani here.
Lord.
We'll move this. We'll move the army. This army here.
Immediately.
Move General Stefan. Or General Black Wolf, or General Wolf to here.
Roll that country.
We'll move General Stefan here, just to sort of guard between the two here. We have that flexible defence now. I have absolutely no idea what's going on here.
Ready and awaiting orders.
What we must have done is pull that general out of here by accident. I think what we will do is we'll just take this general out here. He can be the nucleus for a new army.
Forward. Sir.
We'll actually put our strength around here, so they can actually aid each other in a fight. We'll use this general here. What I've done is I've taken this general out of this army, thinking he's a brand new army by itself, and it isn't. So I have to use this general here to start a brand new army. Once we've got the funds, we won't do it just yet, because otherwise that's going to take us way over what we need to be here. So we've pulled back right back here. We've freed up this army group here. It's going to strike Kiev. But that'll have to wait until next turn. We've got St. Petersburg well and truly tied down here.
Ready and awaiting orders.
We do need to increase our fleets here, but we can't do that just yet. We also need... the council also called upon us to remove possibly the army here we've got in Scotland and attack the pirate isles that are here in the Bahamas, I believe. Yes, indeed. That's the last bastion of the pirates here in the Bahamas, and we probably need to do that, but we won't do it just yet. We'll see. We'll take Moscow first, and then we'll see where that takes us. HMS Britannia. This was going to be the start of our brand new fleet, but again, we've got to watch our income here. We've got one heavy first rate being produced here, which we can put into there. Now, hopefully, Sweden will start moving against Poland, which will definitely be of huge benefit to us, because it will keep the Poles. But look at that! Look at that fleet there. That is scary. And they've also got an army attached to it as well. And there's a lot of Polish forces here operating within Königsberg and West Prussia. So we've got to be very careful what we're doing here. But this army here, this general, should I say, is going to be... The general is going to start a brand new army that probably might even move to Marmara Groves eventually. And we'll sort of have the very, very short defensive line, where this pocket here will be sort of the outer defences of any defences of Istanbul. We've got to watch out of Ankara here, Anatolia, because the Russian forces loitering around Bursa here as well. We've also greatly squeezed our lines here, along here, so this will free up any forces we've got here. This army will operate. We're also operating somewhat of a flexible here, because we've upgraded our infrastructure. This army can stretch all the way to Adrianople here without any interference. So we can move and shuttle troops back and forth between the two lines, between the defensive fronts, as it were, at will. Now, what's happening down here? Hopefully, it's nice and quiet down here. Yes, indeed, it is. We've also brought this under control. These gentlemen are being replenished and repaired, which is excellent. We'll wait until we can get... That's been increased, this army here. We'll have to do the same. We'll have to leave a token force here to defend and hold and contain Jerusalem while we move against Damascus. We need to bring Damascus under our control as quickly as possible as well, as we pick apart the Russian Empire bit by bit. Remember, we don't have the sort of great behemoth, the great sort of mass of troops here. Ours are surgical strikes. Our armies are surgically sort of driven here. They strike, and we have a sort of all our power in sort of one focal point, and we just drive into that one point here and take it. moving with speed and efficiency here. We're not sort of this great lumbering behemoth that sort of struggles to move its forces around. It's got to move masses of forces around. We strike at certain points, at key points, like Moscow, and that's going to do a lot more damage. Like Kiev, we'll be able to use this army group now to strike Kiev, and this will give us a huge swathe. It'll also put us in contact here with Belarus here, and also Moldova here with the Poles, but also Crimea here. If we could take Crimea, it would pretty much unhinge the entire strategic front here of this triumvirate here. It specifically would unhinge the southern front of the Russian forces here. We could even move against Riga eventually, but we've got strong Russian forces here in Karelia. Very strong indeed. No, actually, that's a lot of cavalry. If they struck against St. Petersburg, they would pay the price. They would pay a heavy price. Let's end the turn, my friends. How are we doing here? We've got still a way off here. The latter research does take a while. We could also get rifles. They've already got percussion cap already. Right. Let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. Specifically here.
Awaiting further orders.
What the blazes is going on here? Oh, you are... What? How is that even Why would... What? Oh my goodness me, that is a terrific fight there, but I think, my friends, we'll wait for this fight for next episode. I think we'll wait for that. That is right out of the blue. Now this changes the whole dynamic here of where we go with this campaign. First of all, where did that fleet come from? Of course, they've moved from Egypt. Is it worth us holding Jerusalem? Where the blazes is that? Where does that force come from? That came right out of the blue. Although they're not the finest of troops, they only got 12-pounders here and 6-pounders, and we do luckily have the majority here. We do have some good forces to defend the walls. We do have cavalry as well, and thankfully we've got a full defensive formation here. But it's going to be a real battle. They're going to throw everything they can at us here. But my goodness me, is it time for us to abandon Jerusalem possibly? And we're going to move against Kiev still. But what about our forces up here now? This changes the whole dynamic, and I'm going to end this episode here for one reason, and that is to get the council's advice. What do we now do? What is now... Because we've also got, of course, France, this great behemoth here, this great titan now, right next to Britain here. And that's why I need the council's advice. This changes everything. Everything has changed because of this. Why they've declared war against us, I have no idea. That is very, very strange, and right out of the blue, that caught me completely on the hop. And I'd imagine the council as well, but the council did warn, keep an eye on France, keep an eye on Poland, and you were absolutely right once again, my friend. So I'm going to ask your advice. What do we do here? We're going to have to take this fight, and the chances are we'll hold it, but they are going to come in all guns blazing on us here. This is going to be a very, very brutal fight here. We are under strength, as you can see here. We're not at full strength by any stretch of the imagination. We do outgun them though, thankfully, so that'll probably do a lot of damage. We haven't got to worry about the cuirassiers. But these guns will probably break the walls down, but then they've got a lot of infantry able to throw in at the attack here. But what do you think we should do, my friends? What is your advice? What is the council's proposal? Whatever the outcome of the fight for Jerusalem, if we lose it, that's gone. And then we just got to accept that loss. But what do we do then? How do we prepare for this? Because we're up against two of the largest nations in this world. Mark my words, my friends, we are in for the fight of our lives now, and this alters everything, so I'm going to need your advice. Please, my friends, get your proposals, your comments, your advice down below, because we're going to need it now. Oh boy, are we in for a fight. Wow. I know this episode might be a little bit shorter than normal, but my word, I did not expect this. But anyway, my friends, I'd like to thank all of you for your wonderful advice, your wonderful support. It's been absolutely fantastic, it really, really has. And you can expect another episode after this, because we definitely want to find out what's going to happen here with France. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.